Chris, it's your pick.
A consonant.
Thank you, Chris. R.
And another.
S.
And another.
D.
And a vowel.
I.
And another.
A.
And a consonant.
Y.
And another.
H.
And a vowel.
E.
And a consonant, please.
And a final R.
Time starts now. Annie, how many this time?
7.
And Chris?
7 as well.
Okay, what's yours, Chris?
Raiders.
And yours, Annie?
Shadier?
Raiders and Shadier.
Yes, both very nice.
Yeah, good sevens, good solid sevens. Aled, Susie, what have you got over there?
A couple of sevens we've got, Hardier and Harry's.
Shadier is great for 7. Well, 7 points apiece, isn't it, for Chris and for Annie. Chris moves on to 13 and Annie moves on to 20. Annie, it's your pick.
Hi, could I have a consonant, please?
Thank you, Annie. V.
And a vowel.
I.
Another vowel.
E.
Consonant.
L.
Consonant.
S.
Vowel.
O.
And another consonant.
R.
And a vowel.
E.
And a final consonant, please.
And a final T.
Here's the countdown clock. Chris.
7.
And Danny?
Oh, risk an 8.
Okay. What's the 7, Chris?
Reviles.
And the 8, Annie?
Overlies.
Overlies is in. Yep, well done, Annie. That's brilliant.
Excellent for 8. Anything to match that?
No, only sevens for us. Oversight, another one.
Yeah, oversight actually you can have for 8, so O-V-E-R-S-I-T-E, not as in to overlook something, but an oversight is a layer of concrete used to seal the earth under the ground floor of a house.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay. Annie's moved on to 28 then. She has the advantage at this stage over Chris, who has 13. Time for our first numbers round then. Chris, it's you to pick them.
Have 1 large and 5 small, please, Rachel.
Thank you, Chris. 1 large and these 5 small. So for this first numbers today, they are 3, 10, 8, 7 and 1. And the large one this time, 25. And the target, 30 seconds, 250.
Can you do it in the time? Starts now. So we are looking for 250. Annie?
I got 250.
Chris?
250, yeah.
Okay, well, put us out of our misery then, Chris.
7 plus 1 minus 3 is 5.
7 plus 1 minus 3 is 5.
Multiplied by the 10 is 50.
Multiplied by the 10 is 50.
And then add 25 times 8.
And then 25 times 8 is 200. That was the most obvious way of getting 250.
Yes. And obviously Annie went exactly the same way.
Oh, yeah, no, obviously. No. Mine was slightly less impressive. I took the 25 and the 10 and multiplied them together.
Yep. Yeah, I think that would be okay as well.
Yeah, okay. 10 points apiece then means that Chris moves on to 23 and Annie is on 38 at the moment. They'll need to rest those brain cells after that, won't they, for a little while, so they can do. Because we're off to Dictionary Corner for the last time this week, sadly. Alan Jones has been with us all week long, so what are you going to tell us about this Friday then, Alice?
You could have said that sadly with a slightly more feeling, actually, a little bit of emotion.
Well, after your criticism of my Barcelona rendition, well, I was trying really hard.
I'm just jealous of your voice of an angel. Yeah. It's the only angelic thing about you, I've heard. I wanted to talk about travelling. You said that I'd probably travelled the world with my singing. I have been very, very lucky. I've performed all over the place, really. Israel, where you mentioned, Rome, performed in the Vatican, Japan. But I also really enjoy going to the USA. As a kid, I performed in the Hollywood Bowl in front of 27,000 munching and glass-clinking Americans, because they basically come for the buffet and the jolly. They don't really listen to what's going on the platform. And I'd been in Hollywood for about a week rehearsing with the LA Philharmonic. We stayed in quite a swanky hotel, and every morning the waitress would come up and serve us. And she was a very gregarious lady, obviously an out-of-work actress. Beautiful she was. And on the morning of the concert, she came up to our table, ruffled my hair, which didn't go down too well because I was 13 and a half at the time, and then remarked to my parents, "Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, you must be so proud of your daughter." The day went from bad to worse because, unbeknownst to me, in the concert were two representatives from the Johnny Carson chat show, which was the biggest television show in the world, as you know. People go on that show and the rest is history. Well, they came backstage and said, "Johnny wants to devote the whole programme to you in a couple of days' time. Will you come on?" Well, my parents hadn't heard of Johnny Carson. I hadn't heard of Johnny Carson. So I remarked in a very high-pitched voice, "No, I've got a football game with my comprehensive school in 2 days and I miss my girlfriend." So I had one of those Homer Simpson moments of, oh, if only I'd known. If I'd said yes to the Johnny Carson show, do you think I'd be on Countdown this week?
We won't be again. Thanks very much indeed, Alan. So Chris is on 23 at the moment. Annie is on 38. Here's our first teaser today. The words are shop care, and the clue, they'll steal things and they also cook them. They steal things and they also cook them.